fantastic to be here. And then, like I said, it's always a pleasure to introduce Mr. Rob Hanley, our Vice President of Marketing.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for taking the time. And Kurt, thank you always for such a great introduction. You know, you hear it on every single call that we are on. I heard it yesterday from another one of our leaders, Rick Weston. He had said, it's just so amazing that we have the kind of leadership that we actually have within this company. And you really can tell a company by the leaders that they have and that they attract. And there's so many that are here. I just want to tell you, a little public shout out. Appreciate everything that you do, my friend. You're a professional. You're a pleasure to work with all the time, and your efforts are well received by our rapidly growing community here. So, guys, we have some great updates. Normally. I am the guy. My name is Rob Hanley, and I am the Vice President of Marketing here at MyFunLIFE. And I'm normally the guy as chatty as I can be. Takes me 10 or 15 minutes sometimes just to say my name, I think. But I'm normally the guy that I do these when I get on the corporate update calls. I'm kind of silent, and I tell you, it's hard to get a word in edgewise between Rod Goodman, our silver-tongued chief marketing officer, that's just absolutely amazing, and then really the pit bull, um, the amazing Ron Pope. And maybe I should probably say the tireless Ron Pope, because he is just a pit bull. He's just this guy is just never seems to sleep in any kind of a capacity at all. Let me transfer this over to my computer here to make myself the presenter. And so everybody is pretty much gone, it seems like, from corporate this week. And I say that in kind of a good way. Everything is under control. This is a well-oiled machine. Support is still there and functioning. People are still, sponsoring in at a rapid rate. Checks are going to go out just like clockwork, or I should say Hyperwallet's going to go out just like clockwork, just like it always does on Friday. Everybody, in terms of the machine, is working very, very well, but corporate's actually down at the Dominican Republic right now, which is kind of interesting because it's actually with somebody that I sponsored, an amazing leader. I'll give him a shout out here because it's really kind of the state of the union that's going on right now. His name is Huascar Lopez. And there is no question that he has by far the largest Spanish speaking team in the entire company. He's got a huge following, a crazy following down in the Dominican Republic. And he also has a lot of Spanish speaking people in the United States and in Mexico, South America, and in Spain. And these guys are absolute animals. So I would have been there myself. I had a family trip I had to go on about a week or so before, and things really didn't happen. We had to have somebody actually stay back here behind. So I've told Waskar and team that we're gonna be meeting them. We'll do a cruise or something like that. And the cool thing about being in a travel business is we've got lots of excuses to get together and to go on trips and things like that. And it's funny because I got a nice message from Rod Goodman today about what I can say and what I can't say, and I want to be careful because Kurt's telling me, hey, I heard from Ron that we really shouldn't talk too much about it, what it is, because we don't want to steal their thunder. So I don't know, maybe I steal some thunder, maybe I don't, maybe I say too much, maybe I say too little, but we're going to cover a few things here in our usual corporate update webinar. Kurt, obviously feel free to jump out at anything that I may kind of overlook or forget or anything like that. But the main thing is as I have told people in marketing systems that I built, helped build, or participated in or ran over the last few years, and it really is true, is that today is actually the worst that MyFunLIFE will ever be. And what I mean by that is it is evolving all the time. Things are rapidly getting better and better and better, and it's already really, really good. But if you like it now, you're going to like it a lot more next month and the following month and the following month and the following month. And mark my words, you're going to be very, very happy that you are in this company. And if you're building, you're going to be very, very excited about some of the stuff that we got going on right now. So the first thing I probably would start out with is that things are outstanding. They're amazing right now at MyFunLIFE. I have been in this industry now for over 20 years, and usually that's a pretty big to do. I've built marketing systems and done stuff like that. But again, when I'm in a room with people other people like Rod has been in this industry now for 25 years, or Dan 25 years, and I got to say that there's some things that you may not know if you're new to the industry. Although travel as a product, a vacation club, is something that is a marketing term. We call it evergreen. And it's a fancy word just to mean that people like stuff about travel. They like things about vacation. They like it all the time. Winter, spring, summer, fall. I do think that they actually like travel, and they think more about traveling and vacations toward the summer than is, over exaggerated. But they do like it all the time. They like it whether the economy is good or bad, and that's why we call it evergreen. However, what we're building here obviously is a membership company, a network, as Dan Edwards, the CEO, says, and we really are a mobile app company. But what I want to talk about right now is not so much about we're in an evergreen travel niche or we're in an app company or anything like that. I want to talk actually about the opportunity. And Kurt just finished up doing a great job. He always does. Our stable of all of our trainers, not only in English, but a shout out to Boris Pala, his lovely wife Victoria Pitt, doing webinars in God knows how many different languages, to Waskar himself doing webinars in Spanish. We got webinars in French and Russian and German and Spanish. And I was actually asked today, as a matter of fact, to create a webinar that is going to be in Hebrew. I didn't even really know that we had people that were, that spoke Hebrew. Apparently we got a lot of people over in Israel, and they're kind of bent out of shape that we don't have a webinar yet that's in Hebrew. So you just never kind of know here. So we're growing all over the place. But what I wanted to talk about was what time or what season overall it is right now. I'm a parent. I have a 11-year-old and I've got a 9-year-old, and we've had a nice summer and stuff like that. But something just happened, and that is about a week or so ago for us, my kids went back to school. And I'm not just telling you that to kind of share with what's going on in my household, but the reason I say that is if you got kids, your kids probably went back to school. Your prospects' kids probably went back to school. And I don't know why, other than thinking that summer is over and people's kids go back to school, and maybe the fact that we're actually 3 months from Christmas here. But with all of that said, and the reason that I said I've been in this industry for 20 some odd years is it does not change. And for a home-based business, for an opportunity, for, hey, I want to make money online, all of these factors, kids back in school, Christmas 3 months away, people are done kind of in the, they're kind of done in the, maybe having fun mode, which is kind of ironic that we'd say it with MyFunLIFE, but they're looking right now, this time, that is really from about the last week of August, which is kind of all right, to going into the first couple of weeks of September. Guys, it is a bonanza time. This time of year is the #1 time when people are looking to start a home-based business. Specifically all the way through September, probably up until maybe the first week in November. If you were to look on a chart, more people are looking, more people get started. Now, this doesn't mean that it's bad over Christmas or that. I've actually made quite a bit of money, even right a couple days after Christmas, a couple days before, New Year's. It can be good, and it's all a mindset. But I'm just telling you right now, this time of year right now is the very best time of year that you could possibly be thinking, maybe I should get serious about this, and maybe I should put the hammer down overall on this. And the answer to that is an absolute huge yes. You definitely, definitely should, because not only is it the great time of year right now, but we're doing all kinds of enhancements, and this company is really gaining its legs, so to speak. We came out, we exploded. We are, I think, still the #1 fastest growing network marketing company on the planet right now. I'm trying to think of the independent third party. Somebody emailed me something that it's a third party. They track all the growth of all these different companies and things like that. And here, MyFunLIFE, we launch our website and everything like that in the beginning of June, and that was probably goes back about 6 weeks or so ago. Somebody said, "Here, look at here, we're the #1 fastest growing," and they had some gigantic percentage and things like that. But it really is pretty incredible that we explode like that, and then people kind of take a little step back and say, well, let's see what happens. And I'm going to tell you right now, things are kind of solidifying. The cement is kind of turning solid on this. People are starting to find their legs overall on this. You've got people that poo-pooed this before. I've got a good friend of mine I talked to, and forgive me for kind of talking anecdotally here a little bit. I don't want to just ramble, but I do want to kind of convey the urgency of what's going on right now. I've got a friend that he's in MyFunLIFE, and he's got a great spot, and he's got a lot of people underneath him and some things like that, and he hasn't done anything. And I asked him why, and he said, "Oh, well, a $21 product doesn't really interest me this much." And that was about probably 2 months ago, but he's in, he pays his monthly and stuff like that, and perhaps one day. Well, out of the blue, we were talking about something else last week, and he goes, I was visiting, he was on a trip, and he goes, I was visiting these guys. He mostly does like internet marketing-ish type of things, and he goes, I was visiting these guys, and they're big, this group of whoever these guys are, they're some big rock stars. And he goes, funniest thing is, these guys are all about MyFunLIFE. And he's like, too bad I didn't talk to him. I mean, I probably could have sponsored him myself, but it was the funniest thing. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's what I'm hearing from all over the place, is that right now is the whole, if you build it, they will come. And there's more people coming to the business now than ever before. And it's not just necessarily even the seasonal thing, it's that things are growing, they're getting concrete, they're solidifying. People are understanding the commitment overall of the team here and what's happening. It wasn't just going to be some kind of like launch and we'll think this is fun. Wow, that's a real business. And really, is that any good? Oh, yeah. And it's getting better all the time. So I'm going to go over kind of a list, a laundry list of here, but I want you to tell you that if you've seen like the movie The Perfect Storm, I like that movie. It had George Clooney. These guys were fishermen, like somewhere out in, I don't know, Boston area. And they had a convergence. They had, the weatherman's kind of freaking out in the movie. I guess it was a true story. And they got this huge hurricane coming in from one direction, and they got this other hurricane or something coming in from another direction, and still a third storm coming in. All of these things, it's a great analogy for what's going on right now with this company. And we really are sitting in the middle of this convergence of all of these things that are happening now. So we've got September and back to school and the best time ever to sponsor. We've got an international team that's actually exploding and they're having a great time. Me and Kurt should actually be there. We travel very well together, and we should be down in the Dominican Republic as well. We'll have to go on some of those other trips again, Kurt, instead of just Thailand and Hong Kong and places like that. But we've got places and teams and things like that that are blowing up, that are exploding everywhere is the second part of it. Then we've got some enhancements, things like we've already talked about it, so I'm not really letting the cat out of the bag. We've got a car bonus that we just released, or that we just that Dan Edwards has made public. We're going to rebuild this into our compensation plan videos, our compensation plan movies. One of the things I'm tasked with right now is going through some of the compensation plan videos that we have and making some of the changes and enhancements that we have done to to them, so that everything is up to speed. And the challenge a little bit for me is we're adding and doing so many cool things right now. Kind of don't want to have them all done until I've got a whole list of everything that we want to include in there. So main point I want to say is, like I said, if you're on the fence right now and you're thinking maybe this is something that, is this really, this is the main question, for you. Is it going to be worth my time and all this kind of stuff like that? And the answer is yes, it's worth your time. 21 bucks or not, or $252 or not, it's worth your time. There's sick, crazy money on here. The company owner, Dan man and his family absolutely committed to making this thing gigantic. The #1 MLM attorney, that I won't really speak his name or anything like that, not cool in the United States, loves MyFunLIFE. Government officials, as maybe I will say it that way in Dominican Republic, unofficially, I didn't even know they were going to be meeting with anybody that was a government, love MyFunLIFE. And maybe I should kind of stop there, but I think maybe I'll go a little bit further. Like, what can we do to help you to make this business a reality? They've got a big new port that they're building in the Dominican Republic for Carnival Cruise Line, and all of these things actually fit overall together. Why Dominican Republic? Well, because we got a go-getter that's down in Dominican Republic that just started going after people, saying, "Hey, you got to take a look at this. You got to take a look at this. It's pretty amazing." Anybody can do that. They just took the initiative, they've ran with it, and they've had, I think they had a meeting, they had 700 people at one of their meetings the other night. In fact, maybe I'll steal a little bit more thunder. I'm sure they're going to have a lot more thunder. And since I'm not there, maybe I can feel a little bit more justified. But, I talked to Rod Goodman yesterday, and he told me that they landed in Dominican Republic, I assume it's Santo Domingo, about 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday. And I think he said they had like 50 people at the airport come and meet him, all wearing MyFunLIFE shirts. He goes, these guys are just crazy. So if you're kind of wondering, hey, do people are going nuts. We got huge teams in Greece and in Europe and in Russia right now. There's too many places to even really name that are really excited about it. So I guess in terms of my list here to talk about what's going on in the State of the Union, the main thing, full thing I really want to communicate to you is, man, if you're kind of on the fence, you want to get off the fence. You don't want to walk, you want to run. You want to make this happen for you right now. We're adding in customer service. We've actually doubled our customer service size. We actually recently turned on one of the phone numbers. It's going to be phone support. I did hear for some people. I called in, nobody answered the phone. I left a voicemail, but I've talked to support myself. Today even said, no, I'm returning every single phone call. If somebody leaves a voicemail, they call them back. We've got live chat now going on in the support section. It's not on all the time. I mean, remember, we're still evolving. We're probably pretty close now to actually saying that we're actually out of pre-launch. In my mind, I'm thinking I don't even use that word at all. But things are rapidly coming together with what we're doing right now. We've added on a whole bunch of, in our product, we've added on sizzle weeks. They're absolutely fantastic here. We've had weeks that were $399 overall for a week that people will normally pay $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000 for a membership. And then I personally talked to I talked to a guy yesterday that for 20 years he's been an expert in timeshare. In fact, what his expertise is actually getting people out of their timeshares. Maybe they're having financial challenges or whatever it is. And so he knows the legalese, he knows the language in which these people will write a letter or a petition to particular timeshare companies that will alleviate them of their obligations or whatever it is, but they like to still travel. So he was telling me that he's an older gentleman, probably like in his mid-60s, I think, older than I should say. And he said that he refers them over to there's a direct sales company. It's a rival, I guess I would say, of this first niche that we have in MyFunLIFE with MyFunTravel. And so they've got some similar offerings. They've got condos and they've got some things like that. And he was referring them over there. Well, they're actually far more expensive than we are. And our offering is either the same or a better offering. And he likes just everything that he heard from me far better than anything else. But one of the things that came out in our conversation was I talked about the maintenance fees and dues that a timeshare owner has to pay. And it's been my experience as a vacation club owner that on the low side it's about $500 a year. I've heard it up to about $1,500 a year, and he told me the industry average, and this is from an expert, he goes, is $1,200 a year. $1,200 a year. This is in addition to the 15 or 10 or 15 or 20,000 that you've already spent. Then you're gonna have to pay this, $1,200 a year in maintenance fees and dues and things like that. It's not like it's some kind of a tax write-off or a home business. We have all of that same stuff right there. And instead of paying all that, you stay at a resort for $399 a week was the standard thing. do the math on that, you're looking at about what, $54 a day or something like that for a condo, basically a 1 or a 2 or sometimes a 3-bedroom resort on the beach or someplace nice like that. It really is insane, and you're not getting a week. You're getting, you can do it 52 weeks or so ago, or 52 weeks or so. But now we also have these sizzle weeks, and I think they go down to $199 or something insane. I mean, guys, you're talking about the ability to, you've got a product here that costs us 21 bucks, less than the cost of a pizza, that gives you access to places that people pay tens of thousands of dollars for, and you might be paying, 14 bucks or 25 bucks or so a night. It really is pretty insane. So go back in your back office and look over the sizzle weeks. There's going to be something. There's going to be a new process overall to how we actually do these and how we actually book these. I had a little note here from Kurt, said he makes sure that I actually show him where and how to do it. So let me just log in real quick. Everybody can see my screen, I hope. I've been kind of just rambling here for a minute. So let me make sure. If you can see my screen, if you'd be so kind, so that I know that I'm at least broadcasting still, give me a Y in the chat channel. That'd be great. And let me log in here. Let me go back over here to questions. Okay, thanks guys, appreciate that. And let me scroll down here into the, instead of probably talking about it, I should probably come down here and pictures 1,000 words. And I always say, long as I'm looking for everything here, I usually open up all of my presentations by telling you that your time is valuable, and I understand that. And anytime I do a presentation, I tell you right up front, it's going to be time that's worthwhile, and everybody's not here. So what you get, by the way, of being on a call like this is you get firsthand all of the best information, all faster than anybody else. But more importantly, I think that you actually kind of steep your mind into this mode of I'm going to make this thing happen for myself. So, okay, you should be able to see right now. I'm going to go into fun trips, and let's pop that open here. Lots of new changes in here. There's still going to be a lot more changes. I think our calendar is yet to be deployed. So this is the Dominican Republic trip. Kurt, that's where we were going to be staying, buddy, right there. So looks kind of nice. Somebody's got to rough it. How'd you like to actually go on a trip like that, guys, and then, also have to write it off on your taxes or something like that? I mean, you actually are in a travel business, or at least this travel. You want to make sure that you can see it and review it, make sure it's good and decent. You might not even have to have somebody twist your arm and play a round or two of golf just so that you can check that out and make sure that that's kind of okay. But look here, 69 bucks a night. Are you kidding me? That's kind of ridiculous. So this is what we have here in the fun trips. We've got Cancun. We're going to have lots of other stuff that's coming together here. Got Prague. We've got a $59 cruise. All of this stuff. A lot of this has been put in here before, and it's going to continue overall to evolve. But let me go into the let me go to the fun condos here, and this is what we're talking about overall in the sizzle weeks. And again, Kurt, if I go off track here or forget something, please feel free as always to jump in there. But this is what we're talking about here with our product. So first of all, we got something that's rock solid. I was talking to somebody yesterday that was asking me about the product and what it was. We got something that's absolutely rock solid. I don't know if you guys understand or not, but one of our competitions, I won't mention them by name, but they're a travel club out there. They sell the exact same product or even less. I don't think they even have the fun trips at all, but they sell condo access, the exact same thing that we have for 12,500 bucks. I don't know if you guys understand. I mean, I look at what's something worth, and it's really what everybody else is actually paying for it as well. So in here, let's see, we're down at the bottom, trying to find out where the where this is, but if you
Rob,
yep,
the most recent sizzle weeks are going to be in the corporate news.
Thank you, buddy. Okay, so let me go up to that. I appreciate that. They should be in here. Okay, so here we are. Let's go to the corporate news. And Kurt brings me to a good point here: is when you log in, you really should check your corporate news as well. There's going to be a lot of stuff about Dominican Republic in there as well, of course. This is where we put our corporate update call, so you can see the last one here. We do these, of course, every single Wednesday. And once my screen allows me to scroll down, I always kind of seem to have a bandwidth issue. It seems like when we got this many people on, another packed house, of course, again. And stuff kind of goes a little slower than it normally does. Come on there. Take this out of the way. There we go. So we got our corporate calls, we've got a bunch of other things like that, and my browser is actually giving me a hard time here. Every time I try to scroll down, it's giving me this pinwheel. And it's starting to annoy me a little bit. So maybe I'll just put it this way. I don't want to spend everybody's time here to go into the Sizzle Weeks, but they're fantastic. I know they're fantastic because I've talked to Rod about it, and I know exactly the products. I know exactly the resorts that we have here. So they're great. Just stands to reason they're great. They're places that you want to go, places that your prospects want to go, places that we're all going to go together overall here as a company. So it's really, really good stuff. We've got new condo weeks that are in there, and there's a process that's going to happen, I believe, in terms of booking the condos. That'll happen probably within the next week or so here. New merchant accounts overall to take this, a verification process. I think what we're going to do is actually contact you by phone after you request it, and we'll confirm everything for you, save all of the information that you have there as well, and then book it for you right then and there. So you can see there's all kinds of different corporate updates in here. And I'm a little bit off track. So let me go to one other thing that I wanted to mention as well. Is you're going to see this tomorrow. I actually intended on getting this done and released today, but for all intents and purposes, it really is released today. And these are actually an idea of our sizzle cards. Sizzle cards, also called sometimes it's called drop cards. I'm just kind of going through a few things that are kind of new that are out here. Is in your back office, you'll be able to order these, and it looks like kind of a business card size. Of course, I've blown this up here, but on one side it looks like a $100 bill or a $50 bill or whatever it is, and then on the back side is going to be a message. So we got these two. I like the one that's actually I like this one here is a pizza card. I think it's pretty cool because we talk a lot about you know, you can get started for less than a oops, somebody's blowing their nose there, so let me mute everybody out. Sorry about that. Anyhow, that's funny. Anyhow, the pizza card here on the back, if you didn't find this card, it found you, turned $21 into life-changing income. Or it'll say something, probably we're going to finalize some of the copy on here. Stop, don't order order a pizza tonight, instead get a business. So these are some of the things that or you wish this card was real, make lots of money. You can see all of these things. I like this one, like the credit card one, quite a bit as well. And these are going to be available for you in the back office. Love the smartphone one. That's kind of a cool one too. And you're going to drop these off. You might paste them or stick them with something that's not going to damage at all. One of our diamonds, David Dubbs, does a lot of training actually on these drop cards. And you put them on ATM machines and things like that. It doesn't hurt them or anything. But people will pick them up, and it's a very effective and duplicatable way for people to get the word out there and to get prospects to their site outside their own friends and family and things like that too. I love this one. I like the check quite a bit. I think it's pretty cool. And you can see a whole big wide array. So I think we're going to release the first few of these as early as tomorrow. We'll do a little update on that, but that's one of the things that's actually coming out. I like it because it's duplicatable and anybody really can do it. It's not too difficult. Now, one of the other things that's actually coming up very soon, that is the 1st of October, is we're going to put into effect some of the new changes in the compensation plan, enhancements I probably should say. And we're also going to talk about a lot about FSC, which is the Fast Start Club. And everybody that I personally talked to recently about My Fun Life, I always talk to them about Fast Start Club. So if you don't know what Fast Start Club is, I'll cover it quickly, is that from the first week that you join My Fun Life, that is really your only opportunity to join the Fast Start Club. So from the first week that you join, in those first 7 days, what we want you to do is we want to be very specific about what the requirements are, what you have to do, and how long you do it. It's 7 days long, and you sponsor a grand total of, can you guess, 3 people. So we put this together in terms of the Fast Start Club, and I'll give a hypothetical example of how this actually would pay out if you enrolled 3 people in Fast Start Club, or enroll them in MyFunLIFE, and then you should pre-sell them, I believe, on Fast Start Club so that they know when they're first coming into the business in their first week that they should have the 3 people they line up should probably already also all be on board with the fact that, yeah, I can do that. So Fast Start Club is, in your first week you enroll 3 people. When you do that, you're going to get back in your first bonus check immediately. You'll get back $21. So a fast start bonus, if you will. And then, of course, at the end of the month, you'll if your 3 people refer 3 people, which would be in the second week, if they all decide, yeah, that, I want to be a Fast Start Club member, we create this whole ripple of everybody saying, I want to be in the Fast Start Club. And so the way that the compensation plan would pay out, you can refer more than 3, but we want to say all that you need to do is refer 3. Your first week you have 3, your second week you have 9, the next week you have 27, the next week you have 81, the next week you have, I think it's 243, and I lose the math a little bit. I want to say it's like 600 or 700 or something like that. And then in the 7th week you got about 20, well, I'm thinking it's 2,000 roughly people. That's on your 7th line. So in 7 weeks, you've got this group now that goes all the way down to about 2,000 people. And the significance of that is that on that seventh line, you get paid $2 per month per person. So what Fast Start Club is, it's really a blueprint of how somebody can enter this business, sponsor only 3 people, and how long? A week. Oh, well, I don't know if I can do that. Well, we're not talking about the usual $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, or maybe it's only $500 product or MLM or something like that. We're talking about a digital product, a mobile app. It's $21. That's all that we're talking about here. So can anybody do that? No question anybody can do that. Is it always going to be the first 3 people you talk to? It might be, but chances are it's probably not. What if, God forbid, you had to actually talk to 20 people to do that? Do you think maybe you might be able to send your link or get a drop card or tell to, Facebook? How many contacts do you have? I think anybody can actually do that in a 1 week period. I've had people tell me, they're not, the people they can't do that. I do not agree. I completely disagree. What do we get on the other side is, in a 7 week period, you can create an ongoing residual income of about $4,555 a month. Now everybody's in, so you probably already, everybody here on the call should really already be in. It's not, and that's just a fact of what the marketing plan pays out. It's not a guarantee that that's going to happen for you. Although I guess I could guarantee if you sponsor 3, you sponsor 3, you sponsor 3. I mean, it is a fact. That's what the compensation plan pays out. So it's not like it's some kind of guesswork. That's just what it is. And from that, who can't do that? Who can't get excited about an ongoing $4,500 a month residual income in 7 weeks? I mean, that's pretty silly. And then from there to the 8th level, it's not that big a deal. I won't go through the whole marketing plan, but on the next level, there's 6,000 positions. Don't you think it's going to be, when you got that kind of momentum, you got that kind of stuff going? I mean, you're talking about a 5-figure income in 2 months. Are you kidding me? From a $21 product? So Fast Start Club is going to be of huge importance. Rod Goodman has been putting together a guide kind of on this that's going to step people step by step through, and maybe help memory joggers and some things like that to how you can do this. But I almost think it's overkill. I just think that almost anybody can go out there, as long as you know that this is a real company, there's real commitment, there's real products, everything is actually real. Who can't actually just refer in 3 people overall in a week here. It's just not, it's really not too difficult. Now, along with the Fast Start Club that we introduced, we're going to modify the compensation plan. And this, even to me, originally I thought, God, that's not really that good. But actually, I really have to say, I really like it now. Previously, our compensation plan has paid down to the 7th level in the matrix, and it's paid down the 7th level in the matrix without your sponsoring anybody. Now, I like that as a marketer because I can tell people, oh yeah, you don't have to do anything, and you can come in here and that's what that's what it is. You know, you're gonna want to sponsor more, but it will pay you down this much, and you can make 4,500 bucks, yada yada yada, not sponsor a single person. Well, you know, unfortunately, people are people. And so the adage that I've kind of come up with recently when I'm talking to people on the phone here is it's kind of like this, if we're all going camping and nobody goes and gets any firewood, we all freeze to death. So people come in the business and they're like, well, let's see how many people you're going to put under me and how many people. I don't know if I'm going to go get anybody yet because, I'm going to wait to see. I'm going to wait and wait, wait. And everybody's going to wait and see. Well, if everybody's waiting and seeing and everybody's waiting for somebody else to go get firewood, we have no fire. We all perish. So it's really simple, and the simplicity of Fast Start Club and the duplication makes this really easy. Everybody understands. They come in the business. What do I got to do? Man, it's really simple. You really want to build this big in the first week, go sponsor 3 people. And we talk about what Fast Start Club is. And your prospects hear about what Fast Start Club is. And now we're cooking with Crisco, as they say, and we're making some really, really, really nice money. And then people are like, God, you can make that kind of money with a $21 product. Oh my God, you're driving that Mercedes Benz. That's part of it doesn't have to be a Mercedes Benz. It can be anything. But Dan Edwards has worked a deal out with a guy over in Coeur d'Alene here that's a Mercedes dealership. So you can drive a fat. I'll tell you, my wife is all over there's a 2013, I believe, Mercedes SUV that I think actually qualifies in terms of the parameters of what the car bonus is. I think it's 400 bucks, and he's worked something out. Normally, it's a lot more than that, but that's pretty incredible. And all that you got to have on, you got like a MyFunLIFE sticker. Why would you not want to have that anyway? I mean, you drive around, go get your groceries, and sponsor somebody overall at the same time. So there's some super cool things that are coming out. One of the notes here that I had said, talk about the importance of the Fast Start Club. So I'm hoping that what I'm saying here about the Fast Start Club really, I'm communicating enough gravity, I guess I would probably say, on that. And the last kind of note that I have here on my laundry list is that the webinars that we're doing right now that are blowing up. We've got training webinars that we're doing all the time. We've got webinars that are happening in multiple different languages. You can access all of these different things in the back office. There's a training section. We've got webinars in different languages. We're going to add more languages still as we go along here. And then we're really going to start honing in on maybe bolstering, I'm not sure what the right word might be, for our Tuesday calls and our Friday calls. And why? Well, because the marketing system that we have here that you're looking at, that normally, companies charge somewhere between, my marketing systems were about like this. I charge one of them. I think I charge $79 a month for. We get this for zero. Nothing. And all my other ones were $59 or 40 bucks or something like that. We actually had this marketing system for, for nothing. So it's in the back office here where all of our webinars are. I've gone over a couple of times some of the webinars that your prospects are invited to. There's My Fun Webinar. There's My Fun Webinar Espanol. There's My Fun Webinar Ruski in Russian. There's My Fun Webinar Deutsch, I believe, in German. So we've got a whole bunch of these tools that are available for you in different languages, but we also have trainings. We do trainings on Saturdays. We do them on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but what we haven't really, I don't think, hammered on that much is our cutoff calls on Tuesday nights and Friday nights. And everybody that's entering into the MyFunLIFE marketing funnel that's coming through, which really is amazing. Everybody that's coming into the MyFunLIFE marketing funnel, this is the replicated site here, they all are registered as a pre-enrollee. I heard Kurt talking about this on the last call. And so after you come into the marketing funnel, there's people that have come into the marketing funnel after you, of course, and they're coming in right now and right now and right now. And it's possible that some of these people may be in your matrix. You know, this is kind of comes back almost to what I said a minute ago about spillover and everybody else getting the firewood. But if you at least had a chance to do that, why would you not upgrade and take that initiative? So the cutoff for we've been telling everybody, hey, you know, you come into the marketing funnel, and since you came in, there's been, you know, this many other people have come in. Some of them are going to upgrade, and they're behind you. If you lock your spot in, and they happen to fall in your matrix, if you lock your spot in by Tuesday at midnight or by Friday at midnight, then those people will be underneath you. And if you don't, and you want to be on the fence, then at midnight, everybody that's already said, yeah, I'm going to get started, they're going to jump over you. So I love the kind of the fear of loss kind of thing like that psychologically, that you know, these people's monthly can pay your check, your commission check, or vice versa here, and it makes it pretty cool. So we're going to talk a lot about when we do our calls on Tuesdays and on Fridays. We're really going to hammer home that, hey, by the way, midnight tonight's the last time. So all of these things add into one piece, and that is we want to do everything that we can do to sell, to sponsor, to grow your organizations for you. And the commitment here from the company, from corporate, from everything that we have together, from some of the amazing leaders that have stepped up, from guys like Kurt that runs all of the webinars. He organizes all the webinar system and all the other things. We've got all these amazing trainers, and everybody has pitched in to do this. Is pretty astounding. And it equals one main thing, and that is, again, that, you know, 3 months from now, 4 months from now, 6 months from now, when everybody's talking about this business and people are wondering who they're going to join and how they're going to join and when they should, all these kind of things, you're already in. And if you're receiving my message right now and you're already building, or maybe potentially as a part of your decision, you're thinking some of that made sense, kind of rambled a little bit like that, but I think I'm going to go out. Maybe the message is I'm going to go out and actually build this, and you do, you're going to be thrilled. You're going to be really, really, really happy overall that that you did this. So one of the last pieces that I'm going to show you here real quick is these guys were going to send us some videos of some of their stuff over in Dominican Republic, and Rod told me that he posted some pictures on Facebook. So we can all feel really bad that no, I'm just joking. I was going to say that they're there and we're not, but let's take a little kind of a peek here. I'm seeing, see here. Oh, and it's actually in Spanish too. Dan Edwards and corporate, I'm guessing corporate officers. This is with the, I guess, wow, it's, you know, this is with the Minister of Tourism. So this is one of the people that they actually met. So I find that to be pretty incredible. This is you know, an official here. Big things happening in MyFunLIFE in Dominican Republic. Stay tuned for some big announcements. And there's going to be lots of pictures. There's going to be lots of videos. I'm sorry that I actually don't have more here to share with you, but I think this is actually, this one here is pretty incredible, and it just is a big testimony to not only you know, what we have here from a corporate level down, but really from the leaders that we actually have here within MyFunLIFE. So I think what I'll do quickly is I'll actually open this up for any kind of quick questions. And I don't want to box myself in or anything like that. It really is awesome, Greg. Thanks for commenting on that. And by the way, thank you, Greg, for everything that you do, all your suggestions and stuff like that. You're one of the people that I want to kind of, you know, call out as well. So, guys, the main thing, again, I just want to tell you is don't hesitate and don't, you know, be on the fence and all this kind of stuff like that. Just build, build, build. You know, when I first saw this, I literally was working on this about probably without an exaggeration, 19 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now that was when we were building the marketing funnel really hard, and we're trying to get everything together in the back office and all these kind of things like that, most of which actually is really done now. But I pulled many, many, many nights to 4 o'clock in the morning on this bad boy. And part of the thing was I just kind of got what was going to happen. And you wonder a little bit, God, is it really, you know, how committed is everybody? They're really going to, you know, and it's only 21 bucks, but there's some cool things that are going to happen here. And you can either wait around, you know, for a year or two or three, There's companies that you could join out there that are well established. Some of them do $1 billion or many, many hundreds of millions of dollars. Everything works perfectly, and it's all hunky dory. You call, everything is functioning perfectly. And if that's what you want, I probably say this in the right way, is maybe you should come back in a few years, because you're in the spot that you're in right now before anybody else is. And so you get an opportunity, as Greg has been so good to kind of say, hey, have you guys thought about doing this? And maybe you should point out, maybe you should do that. And don't get irritated if you call support and you get voicemail. They're going to try to call you back, and if they don't, you let somebody like me know, or somebody like the Pitbull Ron know, and we'll be on it. And like I said, today is the worst that the business will ever be. And it's going to be a giant, man. Everything is there. All the compliance is there. Commitment from the owners are there. You don't think, by the way, that a guy like Dan, he's a multimillionaire, financially is there. He doesn't need to do this. He's already makes a couple $1,000,000, I think, from a couple of different businesses a year. He doesn't need to do this. This, by the way, is the amazing Huascar Lopez right here. I think this is Billy Bora, I believe. I think he actually used to be an announcer, Billy Baroa. I mispronounced his name here. I think he actually used to be an announcer for the Yankees, as a matter of fact, is some of the kind of guys that we're attracting down there. But Dan doesn't need to do this business. Why does he? Well, he wants to help people and create a legacy for his children. And you kind of get network marketing a little bit in your blood. I will tell you, and I hope you receive this in the right way, is I like people to like me. I like people to appreciate me. I like people to say thank you and things like that. Or, man, imagine when you actually really did something that you did affected somebody financially, or maybe their family or their situation overall that they were in. It has an effect on you. It drives you. It depends on kind of how you're motivated. And Dan is very much motivated like that. So what I've told people is, he likes to go on the road. All of his kids are homeschooled. He brings, I think, he at least can bring all 6 of his kids. I think a couple of the older ones run some of the businesses now at 19. They're pretty amazing. But I know he's got at least a bevy of probably 4 kids that are with him. No problem. Doesn't even have to pull them out of school. Stay as long as he wants. He's going to be on the road and traveling because it's not a problem for him. He runs his family seamlessly. They all understand that all his wife, Carrie's an entrepreneur. It's not a problem for him at all. Well, twist my arm to stay at resorts. Are you kidding me? And then what happens when he's there? He's going to spend his time. He's a worker, so is his wife. And you're going to have people tell you thank you. And wow, this business has changed my life. You don't think he doesn't need to do this, is what I'm trying to say financially. But why do you do it? For things overall that are more important, where somebody's going to say, man, that really, you've impacted and affected my life. And for somebody like him, it just drives him on and on. So everything is there. It's all put together. I guess circling all the way back around to the State of the Union, things are good and they're getting better. This is the worst it's going to be. Build now. So, Kurt, is there anything that I missed, my friend? I think maybe I might even have muted you out. Okay, are you still there, Kurt?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that.
My fault.
The laptop mic picked it up. No problem. No, great. Thank you so much. And yeah, I agree. I wish we could steal more thunder, and we could, but we shouldn't. So we won't.
Yeah. Well, I think I'd like to steal more, but that's just that's my personality. Honestly, if I could think of a couple other things, I probably would. But that's going to be a wrap for tonight, guys. I think we've gone on a little bit long enough. The call will be this call webinar will be posted into the back office. Build now, build fast, build strong, and you're part of this evolving thing, this evolving business, is this entity that we have here. Any suggestions that you have, be part of the solution to stuff. Maybe John Kennedy, ask not type of a thing, and be part of this. This is your company. So with that, I will close the webinar out. Thanks again for your valuable time tonight. And like I said, it's my intent to fire you up, and it's my intent to give you some stuff that's not just sizzle. Maybe there's a lot of sizzle that I gave you right now, but I always like to try to give some steaks, some couple of things that you can sink your teeth into. and you're going to hear about a lot of it really, really soon. So thanks so much for taking your time here tonight, guys. We'll see you on the next presentation. Schedule continues as normal starting tomorrow. Take care.